Hey, what's good, powerful people? This is the Power Living with Purpose podcast with David C. Henderson, and this is Midweek Motivation. All right, for all the people who think that the president runs everything and you don't have any control over this country, you control your local abortion rates regardless of who the president is. All right, you got to stop thinking that the president runs everything and the governor and the senators that they run the country. No, you affect everything in your city, in your community, way more than any of those people. Stop looking at politicians like they are the solution and the saviors of everything, or looking at them like they're the problem. They're not. When you look at the actual statistics on abortions, they've been going down consistently since 1990. We've been on a 34-year downward trend for abortions in the United States of America. Don't let the politicians lie to you. They've been going down. I'm sitting here looking at a chart right now from Pew Research that shows the number of abortions have been going down, and they actually went down lower under Democratic presidents than a Republican. Like, if you don't believe me, look it up. Pew Research, just search for what the data says about abortion in the U.S. It was published March 25th of this year. All right, and the reason why the abortions went up under Republican presidents, George W. Bush, and under Donald Trump. Matter of fact, abortions rose more under Donald Trump as they cut federal funding for programs that were helping with contraception, education, and all those things. They cut federal budgets that affected a lot of programs. All right. But the bottom line is, when it comes down to abortions, you affect your local abortion rate way more than the politicians. Where are the places who have the highest abortions? Places that have high poverty, school systems with low educational performance, places with high school dropout rates, high unemployment, and a lack of access to health care and birth control. Now, where do you see places with low abortion rates? Places that are exact opposite. Places with good jobs, which lead to good neighborhoods, which lead to good property value, which lead to good schools, which are funded by that property value, with low dropout rates, which leads to a good local economy, which leads to low abortion rates. So you impact your local abortion rates way more than any politician, regardless of who the president is. And like I said, if you look at the facts, abortions rose more under Donald Trump than any other president in the last 30 years. The second one was Bush. So you can't say that the abortions are based on the president. It's based on the economy of that city, of that area. So if you want to fix a city and bring the abortion rates down, bring the high school dropout rates down, the teen pregnancy rates down, it's the same simple solution that has worked for the last 50 years, 100 years, 150 years. Any city that has youth and teen programs and help their kids and teenagers stay busy and active and productive, they have lower crime rates, lower high school dropout rates, lower teen pregnancy rates, lower abortion rates. All right, places that have good drug prevention programs, good drug rehab programs if the drug prevention programs don't work, and then they have good jobs. And if you don't have enough jobs in your city, then people start businesses and people support those businesses, and as the businesses grow, they hire more people. All right. In many cities, the local jobs are mostly provided by a business that was started by a local person, not some big company that came in. Those jobs that were started by a person, and that store grew, that business grew, and that company now hires 1,000 people in that area. You know what I'm saying? So you impact your local abortion rates regardless of who the president is, because abortion is an economic issue. And it's not national economics, it's local economics. All right. You got to look locally. All right. And if you see nationwide, the abortion rates have been going down since 1990. All right. They went up in the 70s, 80s. They've been coming down since 1990. So if you care about abortion, get out in your community and do something to help the girls become better teenagers, to become better young women that will be less likely to need an abortion because they had an unplanned pregnancy. Of course, with rape and everything, that's why you help the boys become better young men and better men so they don't go rape the women. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you. You control the abortion rates in your city way more than any politician, definitely the president. So stop looking at the president like they're a savior or they're the problem with everything. They're not. Truth is, either you're the savior in your community because you are doing enough, or you're the problem because you're not doing enough. All you're doing is this. All you're doing is this. That doesn't solve nothing. Ain't gonna fix a thing. It never has. It never will. So remember, the politicians are not your saviors, and they're also not the root of every problem. You are more of a savior for your community, or you are more of a problem for your community from what you are doing or what you're not doing. And that affects everything, regardless of who the politicians are. So stop blaming everything on them. Look in the mirror. So this election, get out there and vote for whoever you think is going to be the best leader. But at the same time, remember, you impact your city, your community way more than any elected official, any politician. All right. The Midweek Motivation is sponsored by DCHmerch.com. That's www.dchmerch.com. Stay powerful, my friends. God bless.